Jeff Zeleny is with me in Washington. Elizabeth Buchwald is in New York. I'm going to start with you, Elizabeth, because do we have any details? For instance, this example of a US manufacturer that already has plants but does import from overseas, will those imports be subjected? Do we know anything more than the headlines?
We don't know much, actually, but I'm happy to offer a few speculations based on what we've seen in the past. So on the U.S. manufacturers, that could be a bit murky, but we've seen a bunch say that they're building new plants here. The other thing that we've seen in the past is that sectoral tariffs are not stacked on top of existing country tariffs. And also, the EU knew this was coming, and part of their trade agreement, they negotiated that exported drugs to the U.S. would stay at their overall minimum rate of 15%.
So, Jeff Zeleny, how much of this is politics and how much of it is economics, as seen from the White House?
Well, look, I think it's you asked that in the right order, politics before economics. Look, one thing we know, a through line to all of these tariffs, which really have been a soundtrack of the Trump's second term in office, is that he does believe in tariffs. There's no doubt about it. The question is, are these tariffs actually reaching the overall goal, as we remember it, to restore American manufacturing? And there's very little to no evidence to show that this has been effective in that front. Yes, new revenues have been coming into the U.S. treasuries. But Richard, you mentioned the caveat for pharmaceuticals. I think that is very important. What this is, I'm told by the White House, is a way to really put a little more pressure on pharmaceutical companies to invest in the U.S. and start building in the U.S. So we'll see if that actually happens. But once again, this announcement was made just a few days before that October 1st deadline. As we've seen in tariff after tariff after tariff threat, oftentimes something is worked out or changed before they actually go into effect.
And Elizabeth, while Jeff was speaking there, we're just looking at the share prices of the drug companies, which are, some of them are actually up. I guess that's because people have worked out that their drug pipeline, their factories, their whole manufacturing infrastructure, they are likely to be less affected because they have strong US manufacturing bases. But you have this bizarre kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, which, by the way, is very bad news for me since I'm about to do some bathroom vanities at home. So 50% on that. Upholstered furniture, no new sofa. I mean, why have these been, Elizabeth, why have these been pulled out?
Well, look, you can't ignore the fact that this is happening in an environment where the bulk of Trump's tariffs are being challenged in the Supreme Court in a case that's going to kick off November the 5th. And if the court rules that his tariffs, the ones that are country specific, were illegal for him to impose, he's going to need other levers to impose tariffs. Of course, tariffs aren't going anywhere. That's a key part of his agenda. But these tariffs that he proposed would be proposed under a separate set of laws that aren't being challenged. So that's why I believe that's coming right now. And specifically, when you look at the sectors that he's targeting with this, the top two areas where we're getting cabinets from and when we're getting bathroom vanities, upholstered furniture, China, Vietnam. And those are countries he's targeted previously before, too.
Elizabeth, I'll let you carry on. I'll stay with Jeff for the moment. Jeff,